In accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice of this meeting of the Franklin Township Environmental Commission was made by posting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, posted on the township website, and electronically transmitted to the officially designated newspapers indicating that this meeting would take place in person at 7 p.m. on May 20th, 2024. Okay. Now, we'll do the roll call. Walter Andrews?
Here.
Ted Chase?
Here.
Easy?
Yep.
Jessica's not here. Stan?
Present.
Arnold? I don't know, Arnold's across the hall. Can we count him or
He's
not?
not here.
He's absent right now, but he'll be back, he says.
If he comes in later,
He will.
make a note of it.
Robin's on the way to Wyoming. Maria?
Here.
Me, I'm here. Tara's here. Ed Potosnik is not here. Okay. So that's the roll call. Report from the commission. Very short. I don't have a big thing, but I'll give it to you, Ted. I've got it here. I want to commend Marie and Stan. They did a very good job at Franklin High School Green Fair. Significant number of antees stopped by the table, and there's the sign-up list. Also had a chance to meet the chair of the Shade Tree Commission. They had their own table. And it was suggested that we work closely with them as requests for tree removal rides. We do look closely at the types of trees being proposed for replacement and the number of trees required for replanting. A whole discussion of amending and redoing the tree ordinance really calls for joint submission from both commissions. Maybe that would give us a little more strength, I don't know, but it's better than just us by ourselves. So that's what I thought of.
I also want to add credit to Stephanie Elchueri. She's a student, she was volunteering.
Oh, that's who was standing there, yes. Okay.
Yeah, she deserves credit. And although Maria, like a number one, because she arranged for all the stuff to be displayed, so.
Were you one girl to
That her name in the-
That was already mentioned.
Yeah, she's from Rutgers.
Yes, yep.
And I got my picture taken. She took the picture.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Okay. Next would be approval of May 6, 2024 minutes.
So moved.
Okay.
I never got any resolution as to just what Ed Potosnik presented. I suspect that it was that council was taking up the anti-island signs.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
I got mine here too. You had something in red down there about meeting on the next company was adopt the climate financial sign. So did that happen? Do we know?
Ted said it did happen.
It did happen.
They adopted it, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, they've introduced
Or
it.
introduced it,
Oh,
sorry.
introduced
The
it.
next
First
reading,
ordinance,
they
yeah.
adopted.
Okay, it's on first reading, then you gotta go.
Yeah.
Very good. So that's the only thing that they put in red. So, since Arnold's not here, I don't think we have any more editing. So I would ask for a vote on accepting the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good. Minutes are approved. Now we motion to open to public time.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody in the public have anything to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard from a neighbor of mine that it looks like, I guess it was at the planning board meeting, that Kmart wants to come back into Franklin and build a new building. And my first thought is, the building they left is still there.
Board of Zoning Adjustment, not planning,
Oh, okay. I missed.
because it's whole applications.
Okay, so I don't know if it's an environmental concern. I think it is. Why break ground for a new building when the building they left a number of years ago is still there and unoccupied?
Levin wants to put a 200 apartment house
Yeah, they're going to.
building on the site.
They're going to put 200 apartments in there?
That's what Levin wants to do.
Yeah, the
But it's been
four-story building.
Well, yeah, I'd like to.
But it's been postponed to July. there's safety concerns, environmental concerns, all sorts of stuff. And it needs a zoning variance because that area is not zoned for residential.
Yeah.
It's zoned for commercial.
Yeah.
And
We've got an uphill battle.
I can't imagine Kmart coming back when so many of these retailers are shut down. It doesn't really make.
I liked it when it was there.
Oh, I know. You know.
Yes, but people are buying from Amazon.
Yes.
So, so
I'm a
another
20th
piece of-
century woman. No, the Amazon truck does not stop in front of my condo every other day. All my neighbors, yes, but not me. I'm a go to the store, see it, buy it, bring it home.
But, you know, unfortunately, in aggregate, so Amazon covered up another piece of land, right? And now we have unused land because nobody wants to use it, so we have to figure out what to do with it. I mean,
Maybe Mother
the
Earth
owner-
wants to use it.
Yes, but she
For
doesn't have a place here,
watershed,
you know?
for, you know,
She doesn't have a
deer.
vote. We're her voters. What
I
can
want
I
to
say?
speak for the deer. What was that line in that one movie? I speak for
The
the...
You
trees,
speak for the
the
trees.
thorax, yeah.
Thorax.
Yeah.
Thorax,
I have
yeah.
that picture above my desk. at home.
Thank you. Okay.
So, since Bill's not here and, Gail, if you wanted to say something, you could. Okay.
You
So-
can speak for the trees too.
Yeah. We had a deer in our backyard this afternoon.
We always see deer traipsing through our condos.
Yeah.
You know, the back there, yeah. I like them, I just don't want the ticks.
You know, what I actually saw right outside of Canal Walk when I was driving home
Oh.
from shop right there today was that giant turtle, the big tortoise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it. The police were trying, it was like the one that's in the zoo, basically. There's a picture of it, I'll get a picture of it.
We have wild.
I was driving past it and I saw the police standing there and they had like a big stick with them and
Oh.
people were, and I was like, what's going on? I thought someone fell down or whatever and I was coming back from ShopRite and I was like, that is a huge tortoise. I actually pulled over so I'm like, am I seeing that correctly? And it was. No, there's a picture, the Franklin Police posted it on Facebook. I'll show it to you.
So where did
We
it
have
come
so
from?
much-
I have no idea.
Well, there's a stream back, there is a stream back there.
It was huge. Franklin Township.
Probably a
Police.
snapping turtle, that's the only turtle that gets big around here.
That's what I thought, here it is. That's what I thought, I'll pass it around, so you can make it bigger if you want, but yeah. It was big.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. I just happened to be driving by at the right time, and they posted it, the police posted it on there.
I rescued a turtle, he was going
Oh,
the
yeah.
wrong way, he was trying to cross Demott, and I said, no. I stopped my car, got out, turned him back to go back into the
Oh,
box.
this you wouldn't
How
have
do
been
you know that
able,
it was him?
him,
What?
right, him
How do you
and
know
not
it was him?
her.
Yeah, you're right.
This one was so big, you couldn't turn it, like, you would not have been able to pick it up. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
I wouldn't bite it.
Right on, it was right on Weston, well, not, that Schoolhouse Road.
Schoolhouse Road,
Yeah. You can show Ellen, Walter, this way she can see it, and Gail, if she wants to see it. Here, pass back to Ellen, this way she can see. Just tap it
Maybe you
before
don't
it
want
goes
to
out.
get me too excited.
How did we end up with
Oh, wow.
the turtle?
If they- yeah,
Because we
if
had
they-
public session.
Wow.
Oh, well, because someone was saying they saw a deer, so I just added in that I saw a
Oh,
turtle.
there's some zip code. Wow.
Crazy, right?
And
How is
there-
it?
And I saw pictures of the
Yeah,
coyotes.
foxes, we
That's
said
for.
Yeah, yeah.
We have
Coyote
wild
in
turkeys here,
town.
it's like, it's amazing what we have.
But it's a fox, I love it.
Yeah, I can see it, yeah.
No, no,
That is
coyote,
good.
no, it's a fox. Yeah, it's a fox.
All right,
Okay.
all.
So move to close the public?
Move to close to the public.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. I don't have any correspondence. I checked the mailbox, nothing in it.
I
Wow.
don't either, I have nothing to report on.
And there's no site plan.
There is,
There is?
Easy did it, yes, thank you, Easy. I have it ready, I'll just put it up on the screen. So this is Mohammed Buddha, which well, you go ahead, Easy, you talk
Can you just
about
make it a
it.
little big if you don't mind?
Yes, what do you want me to go to the aerial, what do you want
Yeah,
me to do?
just go down to the next. I think I put,
Recommendations.
yeah, you may have to zoom in then.
Okay, hold on, let me go up a little.
I think I have a text in red.
Is it right, the red?
Creation
Yeah.
of 5 new single-family lots.
Okay, yeah, so this is a proposal coming from Mohammed. This is a property 360 Franklin Boulevard, just very close to Hillcrest. school, elementary school.
Yes, I'm just gonna show them on the map real quick, just so this
Sure.
is the property here, just so you know.
Okay, whole green.
Yeah. So this
And
is
whole green.
Belmar, Belmar is here.
Okay, so Franklin Boulevard is.
Franklin is here on your right.
Right.
Right down there. There's a church, Mount Carmel's Church, I
Yeah,
believe.
here's
Orthodox
Franklin Boulevard,
Church.
here's Eternal Life Christian
I
Center.
think it was at the table here already.
It was, this is a resubmittal.
Mhm.
Okay, Easy, go ahead.
Okay, so they want to, I forget the acreage, but they want to, they want to cut off everything, 100% of the forest land to create everything. They want to cut off all the trees and, build in 5 properties with 5 single unit housing. That's their proposal with the new roadway coming in from Arthur, I believe. If I can
You have the
go down,
map
can you go down to
here?
the next image?
Yep,
Yeah, so that's they're going to build a new roadway.
Yes.
The whole area is going to be, the trees are going to be cut down and we'll have 5 properties. There's a retention basin here which I believe from the church, all the water goes down and sinks. They're going to save that. But apart from that, everything is going to be, completely wiped off, all the trees.
That's what they do.
And what I don't like is if you go to the next page, the tree replacement, right? So this is what they're going to, as per their notes and as per the diagram, it says there are 10 trees that will be replaced of the 265, is it 265?
226, 226.
Yeah, 226 is what they're required to replace.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, so it is, where is the amount, 282?
Yeah, 282 is what they're cutting down, that's the calculations what they've done. They're supposed to replace 80% of them. They're replacing 10 on, as per the table, but as per the image, it says, I look at there are 17 of them. So there's no proper match between the numbers and what they're actually planning. And they
17
counted the remaining
trees?
17 trees with that. Under the plant schedule.
That's less
you
than
know,
10%.
That's literally negligible.
10% is
Yeah.
28.
Yeah.
So that's
Less than that.
between 5 and 10.
5, yeah. So, and they want to give money to the tree fund.
Wow.
That's
They
what
must
they're
be really rich.
300,
Because
$300 a tree, that's a couple $100,000.
Wow.
You got 128 tree deficit,
That area is not going to have
times 300.
too much
no.
dirt.
So easy, this is for a subdivision, so they also have, like, are they planning to build the structures at this point too, do you know, or?
What structure?
The houses, like, are they building a
Yes,
house?
everything, everything.
Got
It's a
it.
full, it's a final plan. Building the 5 houses too.
Oh my God.
So 282 trees will be cut. They're required to replace 226 of 2.5 inches calibers.
That's
They're
why
not-
we need to have new tree ordinance which will void that exception that they can choose to pay the balance.
Over the
Because
25 cap,
We don't
yeah.
have the space. Where do we actually, it gives us money, where do we put that?
Right.
Yeah,
We are running out of space.
space too.
Last month, Robin and I took a tour of the area east of Franklin Boulevard and located spots where the town could plant street trees.
I was
And this
very
is
comfortable with it.
completely wooded. If this is the
But
map here, this is.
I drive here every day
wooded.
because I pick up my son from Franklin, from Hillcrest.
That's the
So that's on my
lawn
way.
of the
And I see that, it's
town.
totally gone. The whole
And look
green
at it,
spot.
it's the only place that
Is
has
it already
trees
gone?
surrounding the
No,
whole.
I think that's the only green spot in the area.
Yeah, there's a,
Just
there's
imagine what
Report,
the
you know.
people backing up on this
Yeah.
are going to feel.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's why I want to purchase the
They
property
accepted
behind
already?
my house.
I don't blame you.
Was it approved?
That's
No, I think it's just proposed.
It is, I gotta go to the top, easy says it is, 2.772 acres.
Yeah, 2.7.
Should be some open space should buy
I
that.
was gonna say the same thing, yeah, but at this point, it's probably so far down the road, I bet, but something we can look at. We have open space tomorrow, that could be one of our recommendations.
We could make
Bring it to
a
open space.
recommendation. What do you, everybody
They're going to
think?
take it, they're going to
See
accept it.
see if open space could
Is it
buy
done
that
deal?
house. He's probably got some investment in that, obviously. He owns the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly if this is already a revised application.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
remember that, that was
down
last
the
year
road.
sometime.
What were our comments back then? Because did they want to cut all trees previously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought we commented that there was space for more trees along the one edge.
Yes,
I think
that's
that
what
would be-
I made remarks that
Yeah.
there is space, you don't
There
need
is
to cut off
space.
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Any other, thing you want me to focus on, Easy? Like, what were your recommendations?
So can you
or-
go down, I think I
Yeah.
have some recommendations at the bottom of that page. It's just that the whole calculation is not correct, their application didn't state what variance they're looking for, so
Oh,
they didn't
wow.
state that, right? So all I'm saying is, they need to, be mindful about what they're cutting, they need to sort of, the 80% replacement, they have to sort of account for that, what they're gonna do.
Right.
What else did I say?
Green room should be considered.
Yeah, I'm considering green roof, giving them options that you have to consider green roof to mitigate any of the tree removal schedules.
Can we suggest them to do 4 houses instead of 5?
3, I would say 3.
Yeah.
Instead of 5, because.
We could, I mean, I have to look at the zoning and see like.
It's a
what is that?
residential R10.
R10, okay.
Are they all family relatives?
As single-family residents, they don't come under the state law mandating solar ready or EVs. It's
No,
not a
of course
commercial
not.
building.
No.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we can recommend it, but it's not,
Yeah.
there's no law requiring.
So R10, yeah, you're required 10,000 square foot area of each lot, 100 feet of frontage.
Yeah.
So they have to be seeking a variance for the frontage, right? Yeah.
But they've not asked for any variance, they've not highlighted any variance in their application,
Oh, wow.
and not justified anything, so.
Oh, yeah, application doesn't list variance type required, huh? Interesting, why?
Well, what's the frontage? You said that
It's
was-
100 feet of frontage is required.
Yeah,
Where's the 100 feet each lot?
yeah, each.
Each lot, but they're
lot
making an
created-
access road, yeah, huh. Yeah, because they're proposing an access road off of Belmar,
Yeah.
right? That's where it
Yeah.
was from,
And then they have the cul-de-sac.
yeah. Oy.
How many trees was that being cut and?
200 and,
82, I believe you
yeah,
said.
282.
282. Are they going to plant 10?
17 as per the map, but 10 in writing, that's what they put 10 in writing. But I had no clue, it doesn't reconcile those numbers, but 17 as per their map.
What if the 7 that you see on the map is just a bush or something?
No, so they have, so if you go back to the diagram on top again, Sarah.
So how come that they
The one over there,
have
so
17 drawn and?
So the one with the big circles are the ones that are the 17 total trees, and they give the schedule of what they're planting. Most of them are above 2.5, 2.7 caliper, so
5 of them are the October Glory Red Maple.
What is that? These are not trees?
no.
That's retention basin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some trees there. That's one spot.
It's within that retention basin though, he's saying, so like this like shape here, that's the there is some trees they're proposing
Maybe some
in there.
bushes there. The trees are only the big circles. You see the big
Yeah.
circles? Yeah, those are the trees.
So these are not trees?
No, those may be bushes likely.
But even so, this October Glory Red Maple, that's one of the trees that
Well, they
is
say
listed
total
as.
27 trees.
It's not 27, but
17 street trees in parentheses. So 17s are
yeah,
leaves.
17 are those.
And then
Yeah.
additional 10 somewhere.
I think it's
Probably in the
In the basin
basin.
over on the.
That shouldn't
on the
count
right-hand
towards
side.
the trees though, because that's a stormwater,
Still is a shame.
thing. But so for
So
example,
so
one of the
that's
things they're
10%.
recommending is this October
Is that okay,
Glory.
10%?
Yeah.
That's one of our trees
Yeah.
that we recommend from Shade Tree Commission, but like they're proposing 2.5 caliber. So that's like the other issue, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah,
Well,
we didn't.
There are a couple
resolve
trees,
that.
but that's a bush. That's not
this
a
is
tree.
the spice bush, yeah.
It's a bush, it's not a tree.
That goes in the retention basin.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so even what they're planning to replace is so
Well,
small.
Small, so
There's
Yeah.
something about Swamp Height,
Yeah,
White Oak there.
Yep, White
maybe
Oak.
2 of them.
yep,
Yeah.
swamp white oak and white oak, 4
And
regular.
Zelkova.
It's the village
Yeah.
greener, is it?
Village Green, Zelkova, 4 of those,
Is it
Oh, and the quantities right there.
yeah.
5, 6, 6, 4, 3, 2.
Street trees.
So it looks like they're on the front lawns of the houses.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have so much heat.
That might
Are
be
no
something we
trees,
want to
no
consider for the
shade?
tree ordinance, I'm just thinking of this now too, because it's not specifically in the ordinance, but any trees that are proposed within the retention basin, those should not count towards the tree count, I don't think, because they're being used for stormwater purposes, they're not really replacement trees. Like, I know it's kind of picky, but they're really not serving the same purpose of why they're being taken down. It's a good way to get them to put more trees on, I think, or pay for more trees, or maybe take away less trees.
What about the gray area to the back? 1, 2, 3, 4.
This year,
Yeah, that whole area.
When you go up, there's another image on top.
It's like a
Yeah,
square.
it's a lot, it's a lot.
it's a lot.
They're all different lots.
That, oh yeah, why is it grayed though? Maybe, I don't know why it is. Here's a lot, so you got 2 on the cul-de-sac and then 1, 2, 3.
So there's 5 houses.
Yeah, yep.
And they're all family houses.
Wow.
Single unit family.
And they're taking every single thing down.
Every single thing.
What is this area? What does it mean?
I can't see where you're pointing.
That,
That is a walkway and a crosswalk, so it looks like it's for storm drainage, it's also gonna be cross-hatched. So it's kind of like a like, I guess you can walk on it, and they're gonna do some type of drainage under there, it looks like.
It seems to me you can put more trees on those 2 lots, the ones on the circle. There's a lot of room there for more trees.
Yeah, let me go back to the tree plan. I don't know why they, I'm gonna try to,
Yeah, go back here.
Instead of,
There's some circles there at the back of those lots.
Yeah, but not the one in the corner.
Not the one in the corner.
There is some slope there.
interesting.
But I would think you could run trees along the boundary.
Yeah, they don't need to take off everything, that's what I think too.
That's
They
what
don't
I'm
need to
thinking.
take off everything.
But they don't need that, you can put 4
the other
houses
thing is
instead
if
of
you
5.
put trees here,
So what they're gonna
you
do?
shade the roads, so that potentially they could not have.
Oh, that would.
Well, also,
Maybe
how
for
wide
two
is
of the
this
children.
road? Doesn't this road look really wide? Like it's, you see how wide this road is?
Like an
Like, why is
avenue,
that that
right?
wide?
Yeah, but
I
they've
know.
got sidewalks along.
That's probably ordinance. It's an access road in and out. It's a double,
It has to be a double lane.
And cul-de-sac is
Yeah, with traffic.
mandatory,
just from a safety standpoint.
Cul-de-sac is mandatory? I don't think it's mandatory.
because it's also taking space.
Actually, RSIS would say only one sidewalk, not sidewalk
Right.
on both sides.
Okay, that could be a
Yeah, because this seems like it's
recommendation, right?
taking up a lot of room, this road in particular.
Yeah.
Only one sidewalk.
But then you are
Because
making
it's
the
a one-way, right?
road more pedestrian
But
friendly.
they're talking about it.
See where it says proposed road, where on the straight side, there's a whole area there where they could put trees.
Yeah.
Behind that other house, there's an open area there. That's what we talked about when we looked at this last time. That there was room for more trees.
Well, yeah, I mean, first they're gonna annihilate everything that's there, and then still even they're gonna replace, what, 100 trees? They're probably taking down how many? I mean,
200.
282, but that's done by the sampling.
Yes.
It's definitely more than
More than that,
282.
Oh, you're right.
Because
Yeah,
it's, I
by
mean,
calculation.
It's a
Yeah,
calculation
Calculation.
of the sample
yeah,
size.
Yeah,
Some of
So
them
we're
less
talking
than
about how
400.
many?
it could be, at least minimum is 280, maybe more than that.
oh, it's probably much more than
Yeah, way
that.
more than that.
Okay. I gotta find our old one. I think our old one was done a long time ago.
I think also we did this before, I would have reviewed
Yeah.
it.
I remember that one. It was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I don't see anything here for it, but it could have been done like a long time ago.
2, 3 years maybe.
Yeah,
It wasn't longer than that.
unless it was named something else, that's the other thing it could be.
That it has a different name.
Does it have a whole new zoning, like a 24th dash something, or,
Let me see.
What's the number?
Hold on.
because it is a resubmittal?
No, it's PLN 20.
20, so it
So
was
it was
4
done
years
in
ago.
2020
Yeah.
originally, yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh. I don't have anything in my file for it, but you might have something.
If I can find it.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I mean,
I'll
4
look
years
at
ago,
it.
nothing would be
Is
valid
Gouda?
anyway.
The name is Gouda?
Yeah, Gouda. All right, anything else easy to add? or-
So can we recommend them to reduce the number of houses? Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah.
I don't
Say
see
what
why
we
not.
want.
Okay.
We don't have any power, we are only recommending.
Okay.
So it's PLN 20 what?
PLN 20 dash, sorry.
Because that's technically
15.
the way how you
Oh,
can
15,
yeah.
fulfill the requirement
Yeah.
I'll
of
look
keeping
and
the
see if I can
trees.
find it. Because
Just
I might
don't
old
develop
computer
as much.
might be that.
Yeah.
That's the most straightforward
Straightforward, yeah.
recommendation.
So we can recommend, Tara, that, to maintain the tree numbers of required tree numbers, you avoid building another property.
Got it.
Decrease the number of
Units.
units to fit the requirement.
And meet the zoning I don't know what the zone, I gotta look through and see, because they didn't even put a variance application in, so we don't even know what are
I
they.
thought I saw something flash up on the screen.
Let me see.
about variances.
Yeah, good.
Subdivision application, it would be in
Whose
that
environmental
file.
report is that? Is that
Yeah, there's nothing in that, I checked
No,
that.
that's the environmental, like the environmental impact statement, basically. Planning board, so they don't have to go, why?
You don't have the second form, where you state the variance and justify the variance.
Yeah. There's no way they don't need a variance for anything, yeah, they clicked off nothing.
Nothing.
Showing a variance.
Oh, Peter the Freak's doing his one.
Yeah, they say they need now that's the thing, maybe they're saying they need no variance, but once it actually gets reviewed, it'll be, you need a variance for whatever it is.
Well, Tom, maybe we can contact the TRC and see if they've done
Yeah.
this. Let's see what they have to say.
Yeah, could do that.
Yeah.
I just wanna see something really quick here. So like one of their lots, for example, where'd it go? Here it is. So one of their lots, for example, is like, I'll take the biggest one, 0.456.
That's the basis?
R10.
Yeah, they make it, it's 10,000 square feet. Yeah, so 0.456 is 19,000 square feet.
Yeah,
So they actually wouldn't need it, they can have all those lots.
Yeah.
They meet they actually don't even need a variance, they meet the zoning. Oh, let me see, the smallest one is .254.
well, actually, I think the 19,000 is the detention basin.
Yeah.
Right,
It is.
but the smallest one they're proposing is 0.254, and that's still 11,064
Yeah.
square feet. So they actually don't need a variance for the size at least. Now I have to look at everything else.
You have to look
but-
at setbacks and
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But
Okay, but we can make that recommendation still, that, in order to save the tree canopy, or,
Yeah,
Okay.
This is part of Ward 5, right? Or
Franklin Boulevard is
Four.
Four.
I think
Yeah.
it'd be four.
4.
4.
I've already lost so much tree canopy, yeah. All right, I can write this up, I'll look at what I can find in terms of the zoning, Paul will look
Okay.
and see if he can find the old report, and then that's that. But that was the only one we had for tonight.
Yeah.
I put a note to myself, I'll look tomorrow. Okay. Okay, that completes the review?
Yep, no more
Okay.
review.
So we'll look at new business. Community energy plan.
Okay, so the community energy plan, we talked about it last time, I sent it out before our last meeting. I did get comments from a lot of people, which is great, thank you so much for reviewing it. I'm in the process right now of making the edits, so I got through, Ted sent me a lot of comments, which is great, and so I got through half of those. Paul sent me some, which I've already implemented, Robin sent me some. So what I've been doing, just Maria,
Would it be helpful to wait for other people to review it more thorough, or do you want to close it?
well, I have to close it because it's under grant. So before we can close the grant out, which is due in, I want to say July, it has to actually be reviewed and approved by the planning board. So I have to give them time to review it.
To see everything.
So, what I have been doing, I'm making the comments right now. If anyone can get me any more in the next few days, I would say, I guess it's okay. But what I've been doing is I always keep a list of exactly what comments I have, what I completed, what hasn't been addressed, for example, if there's a reason for, if I have a question, things like that. So, so for example, this is a good one. So Robin had mentioned under the micromobility area, she said, shouldn't there be some discussion of bicycling to work using bike lanes, which are common on county roads? So here's one comment, I didn't address it. I'm not saying that I don't think I should address it, I wanted to get all of your feedback on it. So that's an example of, do we want to delve deeper into that? It's already being addressed in the Pathways and Trails Plan and the micromobility study, and I think to add on more for something like that, I don't know if it works.
Somewhere very late on, because I know it was in my part 4 comments, there's some discussion of micromobility without defining it.
Right.
But the discussion is almost purely in terms of vehicles. And my comment was that it should also mention routes.
Right.
And I thought that was being studied by the current consultant.
It is, under the micromobility study it is, but that's like a good question, a comment like this, do we want to include that in the community energy plan? Because it's just going to add on more, and it's already being worked on under two different sources. So that's like the kind of...
I read, saw part of that, and it was really discouraging. The one that said there wasn't any real good paths that could be for bicycles unless you went through the residential streets. There wasn't going to be I remember reading that.
Right.
So they're already, saying, well, this doesn't quite work. And,
yes,
and
for the micromobility.
You're right,
yeah.
I saw that part. And I said, if that's going to be the approach, we don't gain anything by putting it into the energy report.
Right. I mean, we just gotta be careful of what we put in the energy report because it's a very, what's the word? It's like a very niche and kind of targeted plan. So I think it's good to mention the micromobility, but I don't know how far we want to really dive into that. So that's like one example of, how much.
Maybe just a comment that's being studied under a separate plan.
Right. Which
Yeah,
is what we mentioned.
that would
We
cover it.
mentioned that,
Yeah.
yeah.
That would
Go ahead,
cover it.
Maria.
We made that for our comments, you have to create a document.
I create, anytime I do a planning document, I always basically inventory all the comments. This way we can say, how come this wasn't addressed? How come plus we have to submit it as part of our public outreach. We have to submit that we actually documented comments. So, yeah.
So I cannot do this job.
Yeah. It's very, you have to be very
Detail.
yeah.
It took a while just me looking at typos and offsets
Yeah.
and, that kind of thing. And that took
I was
an
not
hour and a
really
half.
paying attention to the
2 hours.
typos because
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't, if you have something substantive, that's what's really important at this point, So, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go through and look. I just want to look real quick while I have you here. I know we don't have everybody, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Okay. Another comment that I said unsure of was, under housing, there is no mention of some of the categories in owner rented, owner owned. Oh wait, ignore that. I've come to terms with that. Hold
Yeah,
on, let me
that
move
was
on to the next one. Yeah, we talked
technical.
about that.
I don't think.
Okay, so here's one. So Ted, one of your comments, which I think this is a good one, along with the inventory, this is under the fleet inventory, the municipal fleet inventory, there should be a list of what vehicles have EV replacements available and if there is grant funding. So I said, I think that's a great idea. But again, it's do we want to, that's the question. If you guys want me to put that in there, I absolutely will. It's but do we want to go that far in? That's
I think I made comments somewhere along that idea was that, the goal is to electrify, but there was a disclosure as long as options are available.
right.
So it has two meanings, You on one side you say I want to electrify, and then you create condition,
Yes,
And
yeah.
how do you define what means available? Because if we agree that it's really priority to curb the carbon footprint, and then it's more important to find solution rather than saying, give me direct one-to-one replacement, because I see it
Right.
all the time.
Yeah, the only problem with government is though, so meaning when if it's available, is that we have to usually, I think I'm right in saying this, is we operate under the state contract for buying vehicles and things like that. So if it's not under the state contract, I don't know that we have a lot of, I don't know.
I just figured that some specialized vehicles, it's very unlikely that electric versions will be available. Like sewage authority trucks for pumping out pipelines, or whatever DPW does for pumping out catch basins.
Everything can be done electric.
Well, there were comments in
Well,
that.
it can be done.
But
Will
they're not at this point.
the automotive companies do it? Will they provide such
The
vehicles?
reason why we have status quo, because they have chassis, which is gasoline, and if you want to have the vehicle that pumps sewage, that they just put that equipment on top of it, and they call it, this is truck for sewage. But if you have electric version, okay, they put it on electric chassis. So, last week was, there was 3 fleet shows. I attended 2 of them, and I have seen electric street sweepers.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen electric trucks, box and bed trucks. I have seen utility crane. I have seen front loader, backhoe, so and garbage truck. So it's just a matter of time when everything will be electrified.
So just to,
I think we could mention getting a list without having to provide the list at this time.
so that's one thing, I could put it in our next steps to say maybe we should
Yeah.
collect a list. Okay, so I'll put it in there then. Okay, to do, and it'll be add to next steps. Okay, so that helps me there. All right. Let me just change this so I know what I'm doing here. Okay. Then the other ones were, okay, figure 17, not sure if it's necessary and not sure about the data about cost of home and rent. Okay, right. So figure 17, I just want to show you what it is. If it's not necessary, we can definitely delete it. What's figure 17? And where is figure, what is this one?
Good luck.
I know. Figure,
Somewhere early on.
27, yeah.
It's 27.
Find it. I don't think it's this though. 15, okay.
Now you got green pills.
Which one, you have 17?
17, yeah. And I think it's the one that shows like where people work, mostly in the township. Hold on.
It's gotta be the next one.
Yeah,
Doesn't have number.
That was
it's
it.
coming. The pictures don't have, because they're not really figures. Okay.
That one?
No, it's a graph. I know what I like now that he said it, I'm like, oh yes, I remember this. Hold on. I'm worried to skip too far ahead. Okay, I think this is 16, so this was not, yeah, okay. This is it. It's this graph, and it's from the Census Bureau.
Jobs by...
And it shows jobs by industry sector. So I don't know if that is necessary. And it's under the section of, this section is, I'll
What is
tell
it?
you,
It's supposed to be
this is under commercial and multifamily properties,
community energy plan.
multifamily energy
County
efficiency.
energy plan and jobs.
Because this section is talking about how do we incentivize workplaces to have, EV chargers or, yeah.
You're not taking it too far.
So this we can get rid of if we want.
And there's so many things to discuss.
Yeah.
And choose what you want.
So take it out, and we can definitely take it out if you guys think it's unnecessary, yeah, okay. Okay, so figure 17,
Is that
okay.
gonna make you have to change all the
Yeah,
subsequent numbers?
that's okay though, I'll do it at the end. I don't really like to even enumerate anything until the very end, but because you guys were gonna. it
Don't you
doesn't-
have automatic numbering that when you take it off, it will renumber everything?
No, I don't. I didn't know you could do that.
Yes,
On
you
figures?
can. Yes.
Oh, okay, you'll have to show me at the end.
Google cannot do it, but Microsoft does.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
using Word? Yeah.
Word, yep. Not, okay, so we also have information here about what is the average cost of a home and rent in the plan, and that basically came from the local health assessment. We added that information in, and basically it's just like a paragraph that says the average cost of a home in Franklin Township is $357,000, I think. The average cost of rent is $1,750. And so I brought that in from the local health assessment because I thought that in terms of like understanding why energy efficiency is important, that would be a good piece of information to know. But if it's like too far, we can remove that too.
For a person who didn't read it in its entirety.
What purpose does that serve? Yeah.
So in my mind, it was that, you know, basically describing the cost, the high costs of living. It's like that's how we can also incentivize people to reduce their energy use and cost, because it's like the cost of living is so high as it is.
But then it would have to be compared to something else as a rationale. because
Yeah,
if
we
it's-
compared it to the whole of New Jersey and
Uh-huh.
the United States, yeah, yeah.
Now, that says figure 19, where's figure 18?
Figure 18 is, oh, well, there was no comment on figure 18. But I can show it to you if you want, but
No,
there was
I
no
just
comment.
wondered if it looked
No,
like
this
you
is
were-
literally just a list of comments,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So is it okay if we just keep that in? Okay, all right, so then I will,
There's some rationale.
Yes, because then
okay.
that would explain why
I see there are need to ask. QC
development management don't want
I'll have to, yeah, I'll have to look.
participate.
Need to ask, oh, need to have introductory statement on page where EV, oh yeah, I'll go back to you on that, you with that tag, because it's literally just like, I just want to get your comments. Okay, so here's another one. So Robin had a comment, shouldn't there be some discussion of bicycling to work, using bike lanes which are common on county roads, and the micromobility study? So I think I'm right in saying you guys all said we're okay with just referencing the Pathways and Trails Plan and the micromobility.
Yeah, it shows we've looked at it, but there's another reference.
Okay, I will take care of that then. Just bear with me. Okay. Okay, so how can real and potential obstacles be discussed when you haven't told the reader what the proposed is? Okay, so this is under the land use policies and planning section. And I went back and read what you were saying, Ted, and that I agree with you. So the land use and policies section, it does really kind of describe what we've already done, right? Instead of being like, this is what we're gonna do. We can take out that initiative. If it's something that we've already done, we can take it out and move it into the background of the report, which is fine. The only thing is I hate to take out land use and policy planning from the, you know, things we're gonna focus on, because it's like, that's important.
Yeah,
So that's where I'm kind of stuck, but I don't have enough information to write something up about it. So that's the conundrum I'm in. So basically, the initiative is really supposed to talk about things we're going to do. This section, the land use policy, it talks about the anti-idling ordinance and the warehouse ordinance and all that, but those are already done. So having it in the initiative section doesn't kind of fit, but I don't want to really take it completely out. So I'm worried that we miss a big chunk of it, so I don't know. I could and just move it to the background and reduce it.
well, if you don't know what we want to propose under this initiative, is it justified to have the initiative there?
Probably not. Probably not.
So take it out?
Take it out and move it to the background.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's fine, I can do that. Okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah, because anything we've done, we have like a little blurb at the beginning about we've done this, we've done that.
Yeah.
Okay, another comment is, Robin wanted to add to the section about when people choose renewable energy, like through community solar or solarized campaigns, that people can also choose 100% renewable energy without doing community solar. But this is under the community solar initiative, so I don't really want to say, oh, here's a whole initiative on doing community solar, but also you cannot choose community solar if you want. So maybe
Well,
this is
the
somewhere else.
point there, and this is not my comment.
No, this is
that,
Robin, yeah.
It is proposed that through energy aggregation, that an energy aggregation plan must include a 100% solar option.
Okay.
We don't yet know whether we'll get anybody to agree to that. Very likely we will, because it will be a
Right.
somewhat higher cost. But, and remember that community solar has to be at least 50% low and moderate.
Right.
And so basically, I think people who have signed up, who are not low income, have signed up, but they have to wait until enough
Okay.
low and moderate. So there's,
So I should add that in there.
there's sort of complicated.
Okay.
Anyway, well, so there's a reason why people might do 100% solar through the aggregation plan, but you have to state that this is only something proposed as part of the township's energy aggregation plan.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sure that sounds too complex.
I get it, I get it.
but,
Okay, no, that
you
makes
get-
more sense now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can fix that. All right. And let's see, here's an unsure. Okay, so Ted, this was your comment, and this was a good thought I thought you had. So basically, this, under the energy audit section, our recommendations are that we are now eligible for free energy audits again through the local government energy audit program through BPU. And Ted's point is, which is a good point that I didn't think about, is that, you know, during the last audit stage, the municipal building audit showed only a savings of like 10% or so. So is it worth?
11%.
Okay.
And other buildings that were audited, the savings were less than 10%.
Right. So
The
yeah.
difference, the distinction is because Sustainable Jersey would only give you credit for greater than 10% savings.
Right, so the question is it even worth going through the audits again? We are eligible for free audits, which is why I think keeping them in would be good, but it's like, is it gonna yield anything?
It's a
Well, we
benchmark.
certainly can do it for the youth center because it hasn't been done on the youth
Right.
center.
But the youth center has all the modern stuff. I
Yeah,
mean, it's really right up to snuff on everything.
Yeah, it probably is already very good,
Yeah.
better than any of
Yeah.
the existing buildings.
it probably is worth having the data for the benchmarking, but you're right, we won't get credit probably through Sustainable Jersey or anything, but it's like, if it's not gonna cost us anything, should we continue it? But Ted's point, I think, is a good one, it might not, we might get them done, and yeah, it'll be free, but is it really going to?
Gain any.
Well, of course, it's always possible that new ways of improving energy efficiency have
Change the benchmark.
appeared since the last audit.
So why don't I just like kind of clarify this area and basically say, you know, I'll add in what you said, which was last time, you know, about the 10%. I'm just gonna put add in Ted's comments and reference SJ. These are my notes. So, okay, I got it. I'll add. I think it's important to put that in there. That's like, you know, we might not get a whole lot out of it.
Would it be worth listing the changes that we've done as a result of the last previous audits?
We are,
Just
yeah.
in a few words.
Yes, we have. There's one part in the plan that I went through DPW's, I found their information, I put in what changes they made, so I did list it further down.
The other comment I had was that it seemed as if you had brought up doing another round of energy audits several times in different initiatives.
Yeah.
If there's a way you can cross-check.
Yeah, that I saw,
And
yeah.
just,
Just once.
yeah,
Yeah,
do it
you're right.
once, and then you can mention it very briefly
Yeah.
and see the
Yeah,
initiative.
you're
where
right,
it
yeah.
is.
I noticed that too.
Explain.
You're right about that. Another unsure comment was, and so this is in our energy outreach campaign for residential. So, we just got that grant for doing an energy outreach campaign.
The video
And Ted's point is a good one again, which is that holding events are probably not going to be effective enough to reach this objective. And we need to really focus more on contacting people where they live, through churches, social organizations. So I think that makes
Possibly
sense.
high school students.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get people from a neighborhood to knock on their neighbors' doors
Right.
and provide this information,
Yeah.
that's the best possible way. It's not easy, but it's the best possible way.
I think we can add that in. We'll still reference our grant that we have going, but we will add that in as well.
Is it possible, like when you go to grocery store, you get receipt, and somewhere at the bottom or on the other side is advertisement for someone else, that we would communicate through that channel?
Possible, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We can talk when we do our grant stuff with Sustainable Jersey. We can talk to them about that for sure, like for the materials that we make.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
It's just a different way of communicating.
yeah.
if people read the back and if they believe.
Well, if I noticed myself that there was some advertisement at some point, I take it from my angle,
Yeah. One other unsure, this one I was kind of really unsure about. So in the commercial energy efficiency section, Robin had mentioned that we should also talk about that NJBPU has a credit for nonprofits. So the plan really only is to talk about residential, commercial, multifamily, is what the real industrial. And that's all the data we have. Not that I don't want to mention the nonprofits, but I just don't know that it has place here in this plan. So I'm wondering if,
Well, they
because
sort of
then we
are
might have to go
subclass-
back.
In a sense, they're a subclass of commercial.
They are, but I don't want to have to go back and come up with data and everything for all the
Because it's another
nonprofits,
category.
which is what I'm worried about. That if we just put it in this
Yeah.
one spot, we don't even have the data. Like when Sustainable Jersey sent me the data that we're supposed to work with, no nonprofit. It's industrial, residential, commercial.
They just say,
So yeah, so not that I don't want to include them, but I don't know that it's for the scope of this project.
I don't know how many nonprofits we have.
I don't
Other
know.
than nursing home.
So are we okay if we don't address
The
that one?
the
only
HOAs
because-
are all not-for-profit.
Yeah, whatever serves
All the
the
HOAs
purpose.
are not-for-profit.
I think it's gonna just take it to the next
Well,
level,
true.
basically.
They don't. We're
This might be
really
the only
thinking
other,
about
oh no, there's two unsures
businesses
only.
that have
Oh no,
at
one
least an
unsure.
office. and-
Well, they,
we
yeah. we have
probably
clubhouses
see
and-
it.
The last
Sure.
one, guys, for you guys, the last unsure is that Robin said, so we'll probably see a new food bank building by 2027, 2028, and a new YMCA by 2030. How can we encourage lead type construction in these semi-municipal properties? So we don't actually know for sure that that's gonna happen.
They'd be
And we
looking to
really
do a-
can't, I mean, we would encourage it
But
through
you
the
can
site
affect
plan
it.
process, but I don't know if, I mean, that's a whole thing to get
This
into.
document will go through planning board.
Yeah,
And planning board will be involved with new construction anyway.
well, yeah, we would get
But
the
it-
plans
but
to
it
review.
costs more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just remember Ed Potosnak's comment about the Claremont Avenue School, his lead gold, they couldn't afford lead platinum.
right, right,
But
right.
lead gold's pretty good.
Lead gold, yeah, but
Yeah.
it just makes the point.
They have
that
been
it-
trying to get a YMCA for the last 15, 20
Yeah.
years.
So I don't know if it's worth putting, I think when it's there,
Yeah.
we can talk about it in the next iteration of the plan, but.
No.
So that was the only unsure comments I had for you guys to review. The only thing I also wanted to bring up is that We are also supposed to hold at least one outreach event for this community energy plan. So I was thinking maybe as part of our upcoming EC meeting, you know, like you can set aside a portion of it for the public. Like I can do a presentation on it, and if people come, that's great. Or if you want me to do it separately, I can. I can also do one virtually if you want to have two. I can hold one virtually and I can hold one in person. I don't mind doing that, whatever works. What do you think?
This is something I thought, I saw in a nonprofit working outreach in the community, and they're getting a grant for that, but they're doing it by Zoom. So,
Right.
And I don't know if that will be something that you would like want to do.
But what are you going to focus on, remind me?
Just presenting the
Presenting
plan. It's
the
just
plan.
like community outreach, and I can definitely do one in person, I could do one virtual, because it's a requirement of the grant, is that we have to hold at least one outreach session.
How long should that outreach be?
I mean, I'll do a very brief, like
45
10
minutes?
slides maybe, of this is why we're doing it, this is what it is, here's the grant we got.
15 minutes?
So maybe,
Yeah, I think
what
15,
about-
20 minutes, unless for some reason a ton of people came and asked like 100 questions, then that's, but other than, mine and 15 minutes.
Like a movie screening, that would be a nice opportunity as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I could do it there too.
yeah.
And we could even do it after the grant is closed, if we want to just publicize it, we could do that too,
So
so.
each one I was not okay.
So, does everyone agree if I do one virtual and one in person, and are we okay if we hold it just as part of one of our upcoming agendas? Because then no one has to go separate, it's just
Yeah.
easy.
We have very poor experience with those in-person shows.
Should we try to get the council chambers, just in case a lot
Yeah.
of people come?
That's a good idea, yeah, we can do
I tried
that.
it for the EV presentation.
Yeah, well, that's an example of, you hold an event, but will they come?
I wonder if we can get the videographer, if I put it in not the next agenda, but the following, I get the videographer and even post that on our website.
And then
You know?
And then you don't have to do two.
I don't have to do two, but yeah, at least,
Someplace.
yeah, but I mean, or I could do another one too, I could do a second, in-person one, but if we can do that, okay.
Mary Clark.
Well, a virtual one may elicit more comments than an in-person one.
Yeah.
It's easier for people to, quote, attend,
They put stuff in the chat box.
Yeah,
you know.
so once I get this to planning, basically, they're gonna, you know, I don't think that planning is going to do an in-depth review because they understand that, like, we were given a very specific list of items to talk about, and that is exactly what we've talked about. We were also under the grant, and BP has to get sent to Sustainable Jersey and BPU, which I will do, and do the presentations, and then,
Do you have in your marketing plan included Board of Ed?
so we do talk, in the grant you're talking about that we got.
This one, because what I noticed, I'm receiving emails from Mary Clark, and some of them are related to the environmental club. Or
Okay,
something that it's not exactly sponsored by school,
right.
but it has something to do with education. So it would be good to actually tap into that mailing list. And ask her, can you also promote this program,
We
that
can,
program?
yeah, so the way that works is we email them what we want, the Board of Ed has to approve our correspondence, and then they can send it out, but we can do that, we've done that before, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. There were two initiatives that I felt really shouldn't be there. They're right at the very end, so you haven't
Yes.
gotten to them.
I haven't, but I read your comment, let me pull it up, you're right, because, you know what, I'm glad you brought that up, because
And one of them is energy storage.
Yeah.
I forget what the other one was.
there
but
was
it
two,
similar.
two initiatives, and Ted mentioned, I don't even think these should be there, and honestly, when I was writing them, I was like, I don't think this should be here either, but it was like part
Well,
of.
they're not really things that a municipality would do.
Right.
They're things that private industry would be likely to do.
Was it in part 4, or was it? hold
Yeah,
on.
energy
Oh, there, I'm sorry,
storage
go ahead.
was one.
Energy storage was one, and what was the other one you said, microgrid?
This one here?
No, I do have a suggestion about microgrids. That is conceivable, but there is this thing I always heard about, that you can have a microgrid, but its wires cannot cross streets.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know whether that is still in effect. I
don't
have
know.
a dim
I don't know enough
feeling that
about it.
Bob Smith was going to get it repealed. but
Okay.
I-
I'm not
You'd
sure.
have to look into it.
Yeah.
You might, possibly
Yeah.
Smith's office would know about it.
The one he said
Yeah,
leaving
oh,
out.
energy hubs, that was the other thing.
Ted, meaning that it cannot go over or it cannot go even under the wire. What is the
And that I
meaning?
wouldn't know for sure.
Because-
I mean, one assumed that they meant over, since most
See it, you
lines.
see?
Whether the goal is to keep it within block or whether the goal is to avoid overhead wire.
I think the reason is to avoid competition with PSE and G.
Yeah, the energy hubs in that write-up we had talked about giving tax incentives to companies to come in here, and we're not gonna do that as a municipality.
So you
That
said
I agree.
energy hubs and energy storage
Right.
were the two ones Ted is saying we should just remove those
I
as
think so.
initiatives because it's like we're not
Take it
gonna
out.
take it out?
I have
Okay.
this feeling, somewhere I have this memory of somebody saying, well, Vince Dominack said, no, we don't want energy hubs.
That's right, exactly,
Township will.
yeah. That was
Well,
me.
maybe it was you.
It was because I spoke to Vince.
Okay,
Ah,
so
I'm right, yeah.
so if I can take
Vince
that
did-
out, I'll take both of them out then, just
I would
completely
take
remove.
both of them out.
It's
But
not-
you can leave in microgrids as a possibility, because we've got Spring Hill, which even under that restriction could be on a municipal complex-based microgrid. And
Right,
if you get beyond that restriction, you've got Regency and the, whatever, the residences there, I forget that was called. And if you're willing to run the lines far enough, you've got a nursing home, I think it's Parker, that's on,
It's in the middle of the town.
what is the street that becomes 15th Street?
I don't know,
I don't know.
sorry, yeah, that I don't know.
I should remember, but that's the kind of memory that I no longer.
I hear you, I hear that.
Wow.
Well, thank you all for your comments. I think I now know like exactly how to finish it up. And Ted, I'll go through the rest of your comments. If I have any other questions, I'll reach out to you directly.
Okay.
And I will send an email out basically when I'm like, okay, I'm done with all the comments. That's it, you know, sending it to Mark Healy. And he'll go through it, I'm sure, and if he has any comments, but it's not really like writing, you know, like the Pathways and Trails plan, he's gonna go through with a fine tooth comb because that has a lot of connections to our circulation plan, our environmental resource inventory. This is a very, you know, we've been told exactly what has to be in there, so
It
it's
just
kind
stands, it
of,
stands alone.
yeah,
Okay.
yep,
So I think we finished the final draft.
yes.
Now, the next one says outreach meeting scheduling.
That's what I was talking about with the
Okay.
virtual and
Right.
putting it, so I won't put it on the next agenda, I'll probably put on the agenda after that as
Sure.
part of our AC
Okay.
meeting. I think
Good.
that'll save everyone time,
Okay.
so.
Partnership with We Love You Foundation.
So I should say, Wendy White from the Youth
Oh, I
Center.
remember, yes.
She was contacted by this foundation called We Love You, and I talked about it last time. And they want to do a big tree planting or some type of environmental project. So I had recommended to them maybe doing it at Nathan Williams Park, because we want to plant trees there as part of our green infrastructure plan. And we also need to like dig some trenches and things like that. So they said, yes, we want to do it. There has been a little bit of confusion since then because I guess originally when they talked to Wendy, they said, we will provide everything. And the more we go down the road, it's like, well, we would like the money from the shade tree fund for the trees, which is allowable, that's allowable. So they're gonna go to the Shade Tree Commission meeting this week and present to see if they can get money from the shade, which it is an appropriate use of it, it really
I
is.
would actually suggest that.
Yeah, because it needs to be
Yeah,
spent,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Why not?
I agree, so they're gonna do
That's what the
that.
money is there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wendy's working with them directly because they wanna schedule it and have people there from the township council, so she's working on that. But my thought was is if we can get the We Love You Foundation to plant the trees and they're paid for out of the Shade Tree Commission Fund, that's more money out of our grant that we don't have to use for trees, we can use for the other actual green infrastructure projects, so that's that.
Unless the township is required to replace the trees on different grounds.
Right, yeah.
Okay? Because
Right, yeah,
if
yes.
the township is cutting trees and not paying, and then.
Yeah.
That would not be cool.
That would not, yes, no, that would not.
We should talk to Mr. Gouda,
Yeah, seriously, right?
put trees from there.
Yeah, so I'll keep you posted what happens with this, they have to present to the Shade Tree Commission this week, or is it, no, 4th Thursday, is that this week?
Yep.
No, next week, right, 4th Thursday. This is the 3rd week.
This is the third one.
So yeah, so once they present to them, I'll let you all know how it goes.
Okay. Okay, now we've got SJPSE&G, Partners in Energy Efficiency Grant.
Yes, so we had our meeting with the Sustainable Jersey, they called it the intake meeting, and it was to kind of describe, you know, the residential energy efficiency grant we got. I think most of you were on there. Stan, you were there, Paul was
Yeah.
there.
Didn't we
Were ya?
violate the sunshine?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Didn't we violate the sunshine now?
No, I don't think so. Who else was there? Robin?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that was it. You weren't there, Walter. No.
I wasn't.
Ted wasn't,
Yeah,
Artie
yeah, it was
wasn't.
just three of us. that's
Yeah,
all.
I don't count as part of it, so.
Yeah, she's not a voting member.
But we had the kickoff meeting, so since that, basically what they said is they showed us an example of Somerville, already got the grant, and they put together this great website for them. Let me see if I have it up here still. It really looked, I do, it really looked nice. So through the grant, Sustainable Jersey made this website for Somerville, and so you can see it's a whole separate page on Somerville's webpage, and when you go there, it's all about the residential energy efficiency campaign. They have, you know, the scrolling banner here, and they talk about things they've done. They have a participation button here that you can just click on and try to figure out which, you know, program you want to work with. This is the video. We get a video too, and they post it right on your screen. So if you have a chance later, you can always look at that. And then they talk about, you know, how to find a program. They built all of this for Somerville as part of the grant, so we'll have a page that looks just like this for us, which is great. They have information about how to talk to PSE&G. So I think it's a great web page. I'm excited for us to get it. You know, so after that meeting, they sent me a list of things we have to send them information we have to send them. I honestly haven't had a chance to even like begin that, but I will as soon as I finish the comments for the community energy plan. And then they can use that to start building our page, which will be great. So, yeah, so that was good.
So it's a done deal, we receive the money, right?
Yeah, so we get the $2,500 and then we get they do all of this like outside of the $2,500, yep. So I think it's gonna be really
Okay.
good, yeah.
So now, so that really takes care of all three of those.
Yeah,
right?
yep,
Okay.
yep.
Promotional educational items for tabling events, which we just had.
Yeah,
We just
Maria
did.
asked that this be added to the agenda
Something
because,
simple, like a probably a
Yeah.
tablecloth,
Yeah.
if there's some budget to use.
right. So Maria was basically saying that for tabling events in the future, it would be nice to just have like
Just some-
things that are available.
We-
And I agree, and in our budget that we proposed for this year, we
Yep.
proposed, I want to say it was like $1,000 for printouts and things like that. So the budget passed, and so we should have availability of that money very soon. So we will be able to order things like that.
I'm thinking, I prefer, instead of a business card, I know
T-shirt?
some of,
Yeah.
in my situation, a
Absolutely,
t-shirt
yeah.
will
We
be
should have
like.
some sort of identifier.
Mhm. We could absolutely do
So we are
that.
walking,
Doesn't have to be necessarily t-shirt, but t-shirt is,
or a pin.
it's nice.
T-shirt's fine. The Trails Committee, they have hats, for example. They wear these
Something,
orange
yeah.
hats, yeah, so that's.
But not a
We
business
couldn't get
card.
calling cards, we get shirts.
Well, because we had no budget, so
Now
now
we
we
have a
actually
budget.
have a budget. We
Yeah.
actually have a budget. All the money has to be put into the account and everything, but as soon as it becomes available, I would put together a list. We can talk about it at the
Okay.
EC meeting, and then it has to be voted on. Once we vote on it and it's approved, I can send it to Mark and say, here's what we want, please order it, and then that's that.
And then we can do like, for example, in those events that you are going to call later on, raffles, okay, you earn a pen that says environmental commission or a bag, you know,
Right.
like
Maybe
giveaways.
QR code with the website embedded so that when people scan it, they can go to our website.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the other thing we're gonna get too, as part of this energy efficiency grant through Sustainable Jersey, we're going to get a huge stack of door hangers and flyers and things like that. So we'll be able to also use that at tabling events. But I agree with you, there should be like, oh, we're gonna get a tablecloth from them too, because I know you asked about a
Right,
tablecloth.
right, right.
So we'll have the tablecloth, we'll have these things.
Yeah, but use this on Franklin Day.
Right, we'll be able to have those things for sure.
For tablecloth, I have experience from New Jersey EVA that we have table skirt. It's awesome.
Okay,
It's not made of natural material, it's kind of spandex, but the good thing is that it's a windproof. So you stretch it across 6-foot table.
oh,
And it
okay.
goes down and you hook it to the feet so that you can actually
Oh,
see.
so it doesn't blow around.
And you have a logo.
Oh, I
below,
like that
and
idea,
it
that's
doesn't-
smart.
It doesn't blow
That's
up.
smart,
So
okay.
this is really good.
I like it.
The thing is that you get only one size
Okay.
because you cannot use it for 8-foot table. Like a couple of days ago in this, there were actually 2 tables. We first received 6-foot table, then we want to have more space, and they
That's
gave us
so much stuff.
8-foot table. And I was like, come on, this is too much. So we ended up actually transferring everything from the 6-foot to 8-foot, and
Okay.
it was just good size.
Got
And
it.
we were lucky that the cloth that we had was kind of both size,
Right.
but it was not the stretchy stuff.
Got it.
So it has advantages, disadvantages. We will have to kind of make an executive decision of which table size is more
What we're gonna use, yeah.
predominant. If we go with the skirt,
Got it.
which I would really
No, I think
recommend.
that's a smart idea,
Yeah.
because when it's blown around, it's pain, so.
But for all of that stuff, we need to have
Like a
our
storage.
image, our logo.
Right, for sure,
The
yeah.
logo that we have today, I have a bit issues with that, even though it looked pretty good on the frame. But when you have event and you have partners and you want to put several logos next to each other, and you have to size them appropriately, you can read Environmental Commission badly, but what's inside is just the brown spot.
Got it, okay, so maybe something we wanna
Okay.
reconsider, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, so Maria, I'll find out about when the money becomes available, and then you can start, you and your committee, if you wanna start putting together a list with prices, approximate, and then,
You need quotes, right?
yeah, well, no, if we use
For
the
the council?
vendors, we have printing vendors on contract, we have them on
Okay.
bid or whatever, if we use one of those, if you tell me what you want, I would get one quote from them,
Okay.
and then,
No, whatever you choose is
Yeah.
fine.
And whatever we have, we need to have a storage for that.
no, right, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Because so far, do you still stock it?
Oh, I brought
Paul's
everything.
not
You
Yeah.
brought it, okay,
You
fine.
talking
Everything.
about my garage?
Yeah, his garage is storage, yeah.
But you're the chair and it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I gave, well, you saw what I gave her, I had that pack of Spanish language,
Yeah.
things about idling, and I had the banner. And there's more stuff in there, a little out of date, because now it's about 2 years and 3 years.
Mhm.
And AJ gave us the game,
Yeah.
the youth
Yeah.
energy quotient, and we have it there.
Mhm.
They told me to give it to the commission, but it has to be laminated.
Yeah.
So we got time till September,
Mhm, yeah.
so,
I think, yeah, for September.
okay.
Is the Franklin Day set up?
I'm not sure.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because
because
I
we put
will
it
have.
Oh, yeah,
illustrated
there's Friday,
shows.
Huh?
I think it's the 28th.
28th?
I think so.
I have the show until that.
September 28th, 12 to
September
5.
20th, Franklin Day. They're gonna be at Colonial Park, like,
Should I just closed it? I think so. Let me double check. Franklin Day,
or sometimes out
So
here.
it's what,
Colonial
Saturday-
Park.
Saturday, is
Okay.
it?
Saturday the 28th. Yep, 12 to 5, Colonial Park.
12. I don't have any light bulbs, Paul.
We have to get something else.
Yeah, I have to get something else. Maybe a little trees or
I
something.
guess, who is managing it? Wendy or?
I think Wendy. I think Wendy still, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so, we really had reports from the subcommittee, I think.
Yeah, we did already.
Okay, so we don't need that.
Well,
You want, we have an energy report.
no, we do.
Oh, you definitely
Phil,
do? Okay.
Phil, okay, so, we got contacted by Kathy, I don't remember the last name, from Montgomery. And the email stated that she apologized that Montgomery did not follow through for the film screening. And she wanted to get in the loop. So I sent her email that we have a film planned for July 8th, that we have 2 candidates, Common Ground and Asbestos City. And I sent email to Janet Timari from Recreational to book the Consolata, because the Consolata is a great thing. When we come, somebody is actually there. You know, the building is not locked. And all that stuff, pun intended. So, Tara, you mentioned that you want to figure out whether we can project the Asbestos City, right?
Right, yes, I did reach out to the person, but I didn't get a response. So I think he's very busy because they're playing it now, like or they were, so.
They have the festival on June 6th or something.
So I'll try again, and see if I can get a hold of him.
Yeah. For the other Common Ground, I think we have a DVD, right?
Yes, Jessica has it,
Jessica has it. So when we prepare the marketing, which I guess I'll do through Canva, it would be a good idea to know what do we got in the kitchen.
Perfect. Okay, I'll see what I can find out. Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I think that's it. Yeah. Hot topics, we covered a lot.
Yeah.
When do we want to make a final call on which film? Let's say that you follow up, you still don't hear.
If you want to wait until the next meeting, maybe, I guess, or is that not enough time? It's still enough time, right?
Yeah, it's June, it's early June.
I would say the next meeting, that was probably the last opportunity.
Because we will have just about a month for the marketing.
Yeah. So I would say next meeting, everyone should decide what movie they want.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
The latest. I mean,
The latest,
because what is pending, I guess we would prefer to go with Asbestos City, no?
I think that's what it sounded like everyone would prefer, but it's if,
so again,
if they get back,
So if you get the information earlier, I can start developing the marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, asbestos is still a problem in a lot of areas, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's not about asbestos, they just call it asbestos, but it's about flooding.
Oh, okay.
In Manville.
Oh, in Manville, that's.
Yeah.
That's
And the guy from it's a person from Manville that produced it, so, yeah.
So it's a little bit misleading to call it Asbestos City, but maybe the reference is that it's a double cursed town.
Yeah.
Because
so.
first through asbestos and then oops, we got flooding.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other hot topics, news or policies? No? Okay. So we're up to old business. We talked about the micro-mobility study already.
Yeah, so the only thing about the micromobility study is that Kevin, the consultant from MV5 that's working on it, he wants to meet with us in person the week of June 3rd at some point, so I'll send around potential dates to everyone. It's not going to cost us any more or anything like that, but he wants to kind of go over some of their what they've come up with in person.
Yeah.
So if any, I'll try to work out a date with him, and then anyone who's interested can come. Maybe he can come to one of our EC meetings. I think we actually have an EC meeting.
Isn't that June 3rd?
Yeah, so maybe he can
That's the first Monday.
Yeah, maybe he can just come to that meeting, and then everyone can be here. No?
I think it would be better to have a separate.
Separate?
meeting.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll feel cramped for time.
That's
to
true.
cover it.
Okay, so I'll see what I can find
Usual
out.
thing.
Okay.
How about a time that works on your end during the week of June 3rd? So I'll reach out back to him, we'll see a date that works, and then who's ever interested in coming can come and see what they've planned, and then, move from there.
Okay. Update green infrastructure projects at Naaman Williams.
I don't really have any update
Nothing,
just
okay.
yet, yeah.
And I don't have any other old business. Anybody else? Walter.
Robin wants to keep, she got the trails to rails to trails.
Oh, yeah.
She wants, even though it seems a little dead in the water right now, to make sure that we keep it live and on the agenda?
She was gonna talk to the head of the transit authority, we're gonna have dinner with him.
Oh,
I don't think that happened yet, but it's a good friend of hers. And, because we did meet with Walter Lane, at the county, and didn't really get anywhere.
I know.
County's very slow moving on stuff. And they're blaming the railroad. In this case, they're
But
blaming
I
Conrail.
did talk to the township manager though too, and he had the exact same read, is that railroad, they don't wanna give up any of their rights in case they need it in the future. So I did take it off the agenda, but the only reason I did is we have so many things that have to be done right now that I figured I'll put it back on once we get
If we-
the other
if we
stuff
ever get-
complete, yeah.
yeah.
Because right now we have like 3 grants that are all up in the air that have to be finished. So it's like, once we get those done, then we can focus on that. But yeah, I agree with you. It's kind of a difficult thing because as long as Conrail has those rights, they're worried maybe one day they might need it for something, so.
Maybe for airplane, landing or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
I thought light rail maybe was gonna
what
want
they
to.
still have goes as far as the Commerce Drive industrial buildings, and I would think that it's possible that
Yeah, I hear ya.
Okay.
somebody might want things delivered by rail.
Yeah, I get it.
Well,
But beyond that, I mean, it's, the right-of-way is no longer there. I mean, I know that those lots at the back of Gary's Court do have pieces of the railroad right-of-way, so
Yeah. Huh,
it's given
interesting.
up there.
Yeah,
I mean, just seeing that is in connection with the L'Oreal application.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Okay.
okay, so, now we're up to opening the floor to the public
I move that we
comment.
open the meeting to the public now.
All in favor? Aye.
I-
Ellen? Nothing?
I know, I've got you trained to look at me.
You?
What do you think? I could say something, I just want to say, no more warehouses, please.
There are,
We'll agree with that.
there are a couple warehouses that are moving along. There was one on Campus Drive that was approved a while ago and they're.
No, I know, I see them,
Yeah.
I see them. I mean, I listened to everything, and we're still developing here in Franklin, and part of me wants to say, are we done yet? Is Franklin full up yet? I don't know what the master plan is.
There is room for other stuff on
For the trees, I
Veronica
speak
back
for
in
the
that area.
trees.
Yeah, yeah.
We need Mother Nature.
Well, you saw, we just looked at
I
that.
know, I know. I'll always speak
That's
for the
criminal.
trees and for the wildlife.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
criminal
Well,
project.
at present, we have ordinances on the book that say no more warehouses. Everything you've seen
Has already been,
had already been filed. The
Yeah.
applications had been filed
Okay.
for the ordinance. First, it was an ordinance calling for no warehouses and properties, I guess, within 500 feet of residential zone, and then it was just no warehouses. Of course, there were lawsuits about this.
yeah. It's just, I'm a biologist, I worked at Rutgers, I became an environmentalist. It's like we need to preserve our natural environment, for the health of the planet and our future generations. And
Yeah.
it's,
Well,
Franklin is
remember,
desirable.
even
I moved here.
You could still build other industrial things in the BI zone, it's unfortunate.
I wonder, has anybody ever thought about going underground? I mean, I love to watch science fiction. What if, I don't know.
Develop on the ground.
Or, as opposed to horizontal, maybe more vertical, I don't know.
Well, this, the
More
Onyx
expensive.
proposal has been put off till
Everything.
July. The one by Somerset Run, that's been postponed.
And I'm a big one for ZPG. Did you all read that book, Last Century? Who was it? Oh, not Paul Gottlieb? No. ZPG is zero population growth.
Yeah.
If we stop making humans, we don't have to, keep spreading out.
Well, that's why there are wars, because there are too many people, then they start fighting for the resources that are
Yeah.
depleting.
I mean, you look at nature when, an animal or, population, when it gets too big, they, either they move on or we can't
And
move on.
then they complain.
But
"Well,
then
we
there's
want- we
that
have a
species-
coyote
Growing
back."
bacteria.
There's that species of frog, I never can remember the name of it, where when the pond gets overloaded, they all become one sex. So they're not reproducing.
That's right.
That's the better way.
Yeah.
Maybe we are doing that with all the.
Oh, you want to be with a woman, right?
Nature's amazing.
I don't think we're that
You
sophisticated.
talk about underground, I remember visiting a Roman period site in
I am
Tunisia.
Going to do
That was
a
basically
Yeah,
all
we're done there.
underground. People lived underground.
Over the list.
I'll take it.
Maria, but we would be
And
Yeah.
with climate
If
change,
you go.
they wind up doing
Climate.
that.
No, Maria.
We need the trees, there are air conditioners, they take in CO2, give us
And then I believe
oxygen.
him.
You didn't?
No,
I speak for the trees.
I ran out of time.
We're gonna give you.
Thank you for being
more,
patient with me.
You know.
More right there.
I just ran out of time.
Okay,
basically.
so we're done. Motion to adjourn.
No, we gotta move,
We have to Close the public meeting.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to
Wait, wait, wait,
adjourn.
I had one more thing.
Wow.
I just,
Okay.
because we were talking and I swallowed it. It was about, and I swallowed it. Oh, okay, different thing, but, I guess there is nothing we can do now, but since, our email account was locked for some time, I wanted to, when we get access now, look who sent pictures as a result of the safe mode till Earth Day.
Oh, okay, it's opened again, the account
Right.
is open again, so I can ask Jessica if anyone sent it. Yeah, okay.
So that we can look into and find out who will be the winner, so to speak, and I'm going to write the article, post-mortem, you like to call it.
Okay.
I sent you at least a picture.
Yes, that's, and I have seen a folder from Jessica with her pictures. And I think, yes, I've seen yours. I would
Oh,
much
yeah,
prefer.
curiously, her husband sent that
Yeah, it was her husband.
to my New Jersey Conservation email address, which I do not normally look at. I looked at the picture.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
we should reward someone outside of our circle, because otherwise it would mean that we did it for ourselves.
Yeah.
And I hope that Jenny, who is no longer coming, that she submitted something.
She might have, yeah, we can check it, it's open again, so we can definitely check it.
I would target just Jenny to be kind of,
Yeah,
Since we no longer
for
president
sure.
of the Commonwealth of
Adjourn? Adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Accepted? Accepted.
we don't have quorum. We lost it.
1, 2, 3, 4.